The South Island Surfing Association has a series, a circuit of events which are really, really exciting because the locations for these events around the South Island are some of the most beautiful places, we could almost say on earth, and we're here at the moment in Tauranga Bay, Westport. It's the opening of the circuit. It's Labour weekend and it's always such a great weekend. Surfers from throughout the country come here. Reigning champions, for example, in the Open, Manu Schaefer from Sumner. His brother Tony Schaefer, is the senior champion. We have Glenn Shuker, the longboard champion from the circuit last year. Leilani Morgan, the women's champion. And of course, there's plenty of people looking to take their crowns in this coming series. A number of good surfers come out of the South Island. It's a bit like a bare-knuckle boxing contest. It's rough, it's tough, it's wild, and it's wonderful.
This brings in a huge amount of people into town. We estimate conservatively about 60 grand that it brings into the community of Westport over the 2-day period. If you get people coming in here a couple of days before and leaving a day or two afterwards, it's just a great event and it brings the town together.
The west coast of the South Island turns on springtime weather for the first event of the South Island Surfing Circuit at Tauranga Bay on Cape Foulwind, south of Westport. There's small waves for the first day's elimination rounds. With an overnight change in the wind direction, the second and final day's competition moves to the northern end of 9 Mile Beach.
And we're up and running. We've got power to the people.
The South Island Surfing Association is able to provide a fully equipped judging setup, which is about 6 judges, a head judge, a tabulator, and a beach marshal, and a computer system that actually records the waves as the surfers ride them, fires them through the computer, and comes out with scores for the waves as the heats are progressing.
Everything is clicking into place, and the waves are very contestable, but the west coast weather has other plans.
We've had to put it on hold because, as you can see, we can't see. Judges are having trouble seeing the waves out there, seeing the surfers on the waves, so we're postponed at the moment, hoping the weather's going to clear so then we can get back out there and kick her off again.
The fog finally lifts enough for the Open Men's semi-final to hit the water. There's a big crew of Christchurch surfers in dominant form, and Sumner's Aaron Stanley wins the first semi-final, while Tony Schaefer, also from Sumner, takes out the second semi-final.
Tauranga Bay, sometimes if you've got 3 heats at 4 to 6 for Tauranga Bay, you're doing an awful lot of paddling.
The delay because of fog means that the Open Men's final heads out as the evening falls. Schaefer continues his strong form to win the event, ahead of Ben Rees, Mike Christensen and Aaron Stanley.
Westport, there's a great group of girls and we just hung out together and surfed, free surfed and had fun in the competition. That was excellent.
So Sumner's Tony Schaefer gets off to an early lead in the Open Men's ratings, while Dunedin's Nicola Jones is top of the women and Northwire's Dylan Wood holds the top junior spot. For the second event of the South Island Surfing Circuit, the action moves to the east coast centre of Christchurch, where the Canterbury Champs are held at New Brighton Beach. The small waves and onshore winds make it hard work to find high-scoring waves, but the standard of surfing is still very high. New Brighton's Lou Thomas flies the flag for the locals in the Open Men's and wins the first semi-final. while Dunedin-based charger Nat Parsons claims second place to also progress.
I don't think you can ever focus on beating someone. You can only do your own task as well as you can, and I'm just hoping that that's good enough to win the circuit, but you know, at the end of the day, what you can do is all you can do.
In the second semi-final, Otago surfer Danny Cast, a past New Zealand junior champion, goes head-to-head with Greymouth's Jai Earnshaw, who recently returned from Australia's Gold Coast. It's a long day for the competitors as the organisers decide to compress the 2 days' activities into one day. And after 16 hours, the Open Men's Final is a welcome end to the day. Jai Earnshaw shows a lot of class to narrowly take the win, with Thomas second, followed by Carson Parsons.
I was quite stoked to win that because there's that Aussie guy come down, he's just fresh from a win up north in Whangamata, and he was surfing good, so there's a few good guys there.
Lou Thomas's second placing in the Canterbury Champs lifts him to the top of the table in the Open Men's ratings, ahead of Sumner's Ben Rees. After winning the junior final at New Brighton, Dunedin's Lyndon Hutton moves ahead of Dylan Wood, while Nicola Jones's second placing in the Roxy Canterbury Women's Champs behind Kaikoura's Angie Coops means she still holds on to the women's lead spot. Coming up after the break, we go for gold in Greymouth. Greymouth's Go for Gold Surfing Classic draws upon the gold mining heritage of the South Island's west coast, with the winner of the Open Men's division taking home an ounce of gold. The north side of Cobden Breakwater turns on a dynamic combination of clean, consistent 1 metre plus waves, good weather and hot competition. Kaikoura's Aaron Surgeon puts on a smooth backhand display to triumph in the longboards. Angie Coops follows up a win at the Roxy Canterbury's and takes out the women's final.
There was quite some good waves and there was a really good turnout with the girls. Really good to see in the South Island. It's building up and getting heaps more girls involved and stuff. And yeah, it went well for me. I won that one, so that was good.
Earnshaw's enthusiasm at the start of the Open Men's Final gets an interference call from the judges. Manu seizes the advantage and claims the gold. Earnshaw fires, but can only manage second place. With Tony Schaefer third and Lou Thomas fourth.
Greymouth's put on once again, pumping waves. Yeah, bloody good, mate. Bloody good. Worth coming over.
After 2 consecutive big results, Earnshaw moves up to third place in the ratings, while Lou Thomas stays in the top spot. Nicola Jones remains number 1 in the women's, with Angie Coops gaining ground. Lyndon Hutton, the junior leader after the Canterbury Champs, missed the go for gold and Dylan Wood failed to make the final. So Kaikoura's Nash Robinson takes over the lead in the junior ratings. Dunedin South Island Surfing Championships have a long history. And the 2005 event takes it to another level with its inclusion in the National Lion Red Pro Surfing Tour for 2005 and 2006, attracting some of the country's top surfers. Strong winds produce onshore conditions that make it tough for the surfers in the first 2 days elimination rounds. It's a battle against nature.
A bit better than what it looks, I suppose, if we get onto a bit of a face. Bumpy at the back though. So, hard work, hard paddle.
Great.
I'm knackered now.
It's pretty average. Yeah, it's definitely a battle. Oh yeah, no, it's good, mate. I needed that luck. I needed the luck advantage.
Heats at Sinclair probably. Pretty bumpy.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, as long as you get through to the good days, hopefully.
After the break, sunny skies for the finals day at Sinclair. Yesterday's turgid conditions are now replaced by a clean 2 metre surf. With light offshore winds, the scene is set for some classic confrontations. The South Island surfers are performing well, and the Open Men's semi-finals are eagerly anticipated. Nat Parsons revels in the conditions to win the first semi-final. Christchurch's Hayden Braden also finds the right waves to progress, while Dunedin's Felix Dixon and Great Barrier's Widamubauer's Rakatu miss the cut. In the second semi-final, Raglan's Leon Santorek reads the conditions well to get through to the final. He's followed by the ever-consistent Jai Earnshaw, with Manu Schaefer and Luke Harwood bowing out. The senior men's final was another shootout between the Schaefer brothers, with the younger Manu winning the duel. 13-year-old PR wonder kid Ryan Hawker has become the weekend's crowd favourite. And he doesn't disappoint the Sunday crowd at Sinclair when he posts commanding wins in both the Cadets and the Grommets final. Tony Schaefer puts in another marathon effort to win the Masters final. The Open Men's final delivers some of the strongest surfing of the weekend. There's Jai Earnshaw's dynamic manoeuvres, Leon Santorek's sustained attack, Hayden Brain's controlled aggression, and Nat Parsons' big spectacular moves. It's Earnshaw's day though, as he gets the nod from the judges by the slenderest of margins.
It was really close. It was only like 1 point in it or something. But yeah, I guess I was just lucky to win that one.
Heading into the final event of the circuit, Earnshaw's win in Dunedin takes him to the top of the open men's ratings. Angie Coops continues to close in on the women's ratings leader, Nicola Jones. Dylan Wood's third placing in the juniors at the South Island Champs moves him back into the top junior position. The spectacular coastline of Kaikoura, where the mountains meet the sea, is a stunning arena for the final event of the South Island surfing circuit. Kaikoura's rocky shores also have a reputation for producing world-class waves. A large field assembles for the deciding contest on the circuit, and some quality encounters are anticipated. Strong winds and rain test the competitors during the first 2 days of the contest, especially the elimination heats held at Meatworks. Like the South Island Champs in Dunedin, the weather cleans up for the finals day, and some ratings positions are still hanging in the balance when the competition kicks off in Mangunamangu. After a stint at Raglan Surfing Academy, Kaikoura's Levi O'Connor is showing strong form in the cadet semis. Although he has the cadet ratings sewn up, Dylan Wood continues to push hard in the cadet final. However, it's O'Connor's blasting performance that wins the Coldwater Classic Cadet Trophy. Board shaper Aaron Surgener cruises his way to win the longboard final on his favourite home break. Another head-to-head tussle is looming between the Schaefer brothers in the senior men's division. In the first senior semi-final, Andrew Robinson is turning on the heat and is looking to cause a real upset. However, the senior final sees Manu Schaefer with the momentum to win the Kaikoura Trophy and knock brother Tony off the senior men's ratings lead. Levi O'Connor performs above his age to win the first junior semi-final. In the junior final, he's looking unstoppable as he powers ahead. But it's the big moves of another local youngster, Sam Dunfoy, that wins the Kaikoura junior title. In the first women's semi-final, defending circuit champion Leilani Morgan's performance is enough to put Nicola Jones out of the competition and threaten her lead in the ratings. In the second semi-final, Angie Coops enjoys surfing at her home break and looks set to take out the series. Raglan's Jess Santerick goes for it in the women's final and takes the Kaikoura Trophy. While Coops' second placing is enough to earn the circuit honours. The first open men's semi-final is a clear indication of things to come. Dunedin's Felix Dixon produces a set of powerful turns to advance to the final. While Manu Schaefer also goes through. In the second semi-final, Simon Deacon from Taranaki makes it into the final with a strong performance. Nat Parsons digs down to his Kaikoura roots and is rewarded for his determined effort. Anticipation is high as the Open Men's final hits the water. Manu Schaefer again rises to the occasion to win the O'Neill Coldwater Classic Trophy and also finishes runner-up to Jai Earnshaw on the South Island circuit ratings. Nat Parsons is a man on a mission, working his way to second place. Felix Dixon's stylish backhand attack is proof of how close the finalists are, and he finishes third. Simon Deacon has to be content with fourth. After 5 events over 8 months in some of South Island's most beautiful locations, we now have the champion surfers of 2004 and 2005 South Island Surfing Circuit. Open men, Jai Earnshaw. Women, Angie Coops. Junior men, Nash Robertson. Cadet, Dylan Wood. Senior men, Manu Schaefer. Masters, Tony Schaefer. Longboard, Lou Thomas. Bodyboard, Aaron Locke. Club trophy, Point Surf Team. We look forward to next year's competition with a bunch of new champions and more great contests. We'll see you there.